Alright guys, how you doing? Today we're going to be reviewing the Gerber 06 automatic knife. Just got it, thought I would do a review of it. So anyway, this is what you get, typical Gerber box, yada yada, a little thing, description of the knife here. It says it's a Tonto blade, but this is actually the drop point version. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, so what you get is your typical Gerber pouch with, you got the MOLLE clip here, attaching it to, MOLLE packs and anything that accepts the MOLLE webbing. And then you get your typical little Gerber spiel here about the blades and blade safety, blah, blah, blah. Let's open it up, get the knife out. Okay, so here is the knife. I don't know if you can see that there. So it's got a nice finish to it. This is the matte finish. You've got here your safety lock firing release to open the blade. And then this is your push button to release the knife. And this is actually big enough where you could use it with gloved hands. It's meant for that. This is a kind of a mil-spec knife in a way. It's actually issued permanent issue for some of the guys in the military. I know the military police at least. On the end here, if you can see it, you've got a window brake, or you can use that for, blunt strikes or a window brake. You've got a belt clip here. It says Gerber on it. It's kind of a matte finish. This finish looks like, as most knife belt clips do, it'll probably over time start to flake and, show some of the bare metal underneath, but that's no big deal. Supposedly, they say, yeah, you can take these three screws out, I believe, and reverse the belt clip to either side. But it's still going to pull out in the same position, which is button side down when it's in your pants pocket. Okay, so to release the the blade here, you pull back and you get the red dot, kind of like what you get on a firearm, to show that it is hot, it's ready to go, and push the button and it deploys. Now, you can see it's still got some brand new, got the oil on it still. Now, it's not the quickest deploy. It feels okay. It doesn't feel super slow, but it's not, where it's snapping really nice and firm. But it is enough where it feels good. I'm not disappointed in it, I'll say that. It feels well made, and the deployment of the blade feels pretty good. Let me show you again. Okay. So, it's pretty good. And once the blade is open, you can actually lock the safety, and now this blade will not close no matter what you do. It will not close. When you do want to close the blade, just like most automatic knives, you just hold down the button, push down here on the blade, and it closes back up like that. Okay. This blade is nice. It's got a black finish. It's a little hard to see because the oil is making the camera go out of focus with the glare, but it says Gerber on it. Right over there, it's got the Gerber logo. This is the S30V steel. It says that right on the blade as well. You can't really see it in the video. But this is the supposed to be really good grade steel, almost mil-spec grade steel that Gerber makes, and this blade has that. This is the drop point blade, as I said before. They make this knife in a Tonto version as well. It's got a partially serrated edge here. Very nice edge right here, and the point on it is very nice as well. This edge is for closing and is not sharpened. It is made in the USA. It says it right on there. You've got made in the USA. They do make a spring assist version of this knife called the Fast. That only comes with the Tonto blade. But that one is made in China. And from what I've heard, I don't own one, it's a little cheaper parts. It doesn't have a nice feel to it. It's not really, it doesn't feel as solid as this knife. When you hold this knife, this feels very nice and solid. Not very heavy, but it's got a little weight to it. Not enough where it would become a problem, but it just feels well made. The handle feels well made. All the parts feel substantial. and it just feels very nicely made. You could tell it was very nicely made. Yeah, and the other thing is the Chinese version of this knife, the Fast, with the spring assist, uses a cheaper grade steel as well. I think a cheaper coating on the blade and a few other things that are different. But this one feels very well made. It's going to be probably my new everyday carry. Some people don't like to carry knives that are this big. They feel like it's going to be too much of an intrusion in their pocket or too heavy, but for me this knife is not heavy enough to not make it an everyday carry. It feels substantial, but still light enough where it feels fine in my pocket. And it's not, it's a good size knife, but it's not oversized to carry. You know, the handle here has got a good size to it. Blade's a little smaller. Blade's probably about maybe 4 inches. Handle's a little longer, probably 8 inches overall. And in the pocket it feels really good. This is what I used to be my everyday carry, the Benchmade Apparition, which is also a great knife, you know. Spring-assisted knife. This actually has a much nicer snap to it when you open it, even though it's a spring assist. And you can see, let me put them side by side, it is a smaller knife than the Gerber. But as far as weight, the Gerber is only a little bit heavier. I can barely even tell, actually. And as I said, the length doesn't really seem to bother me carrying it. So I think this is going to become my new carry. I like this knife a lot. This will be regulated to some other sort of duty, the Apparition. You know, also a very nice knife. You know, Benchmade makes great knives. In fact, I think they make better knives most of the time than Gerber does. But in this case, this Gerber 06 is just a really nice knife, and everything I read about it was great. And now that I got it, it seems to be true that it really is that good. The only thing that's not so great between the two is Benchmade. You know, you have a lifetime sharpening warranty on it. You send it to Benchmade, they'll sharpen it. Hell, I even sent it to Benchmade for sharpening, and they tightened up the belt clip. It was loose. I didn't even ask them to do that. They cleaned out the inside. I didn't even ask them to do that. And it's free, and it's for the life of the knife, so that's good. Gerber does not offer that, so you would have to send it somewhere to get sharpened. So that's really the only disadvantage. But overall, yeah, I really like it. Great knife. It comes in drop point blade, which this is, or a Tanto blade. And it's just a great knife and something that I think is actually a good everyday carry. The Gerber 06 drop point.